everybody. Welcome back to Project Podcast. My name is Ira Bowman, your host. Today, I'm excited to have with me Megan Marini. She is a talent development and employee engagement professional. Welcome to the show, Megan.
Thanks so much, Ira, for having me. I'm really excited to be here with you.
I'm excited to have you too. Now, this is your first time on my show, and your dog obviously wants to be a guest too. So, what's the dog's name?
That's Lita. She was trying to jump in. I was like,
awesome. Well, that's okay. Hey, I've had multiple guests on the show before, but I'm excited to have you. This is your first time. I just want to kind of let you know how it goes. This interview is going to be about 10 minutes. I asked 3 questions, and if you're ready, let's just jump right in.
Let's do it.
All right. Question number 1. You train people on emotional intelligence. Can you speak to job seekers about how emotional intelligence relates to them while they are on the interview?
Yes, I think it's a great question because, as we know, all these interviews are being conducted online now. And I think a point that we spoke of, which is really important, is if you're at that stage now, you are a very likely candidate. So the stakes are even higher if they're asking you to come in and give a video interview. So a few techniques that you can use is really thinking about, of course, like the setup, right? We've all seen people who part of their head is cut off, or they're standing in front of the camera and just unaware of what they look like on the video. So spend some time fixing your hair and looking at your outfit before the interview starts, so you're not fidgeting upon that opening. And then think about creating warmth, just like you would if you were face-to-face, right? We don't have the ability to reach out, shake hands. We don't have that body language. But what we do have is eye contact, right? So it's very important to look into the camera and really imagine that you're talking to someone. And other techniques to create that warmth or that emotional sort of safety with someone is to make a friendly joke. Talk about something personal, to open up, tell a little story about what's happening in your personal life that's appropriate for the job. And those types of techniques will really help that person feel like you're already part of the team. Perhaps you're going to fit in, and they've smiled.
Yeah. It's funny. I talk to people about that all the time. I have, I think, the world's ugliest teeth, but I show people my teeth and I smile, and there's something endearing about that, right? It's like, we're kind of like, hey, we're human beings, right?
We're all imperfect, and it's so nice to just, make friends.
Cool. All right. Well, question number 2, that was a very good answer. I think that will help a lot of people, right? Rapport building for sure. So question number 2, right now, obviously we're dealing with COVID-19. There seems to be this COVID-19 mindset that's sinking in, and it's borderline depression, certainly fear, and people are dealing with it. It's not necessarily healthy. So help the people that are watching figure out how to go from the state of fear or this fear mindset to a healthy mindset.
Yeah, another great question, Ira. It's really good. So we are all, coping with COVID in our own way. And we know that having a positive mindset is not as simple as just saying, okay, I'm going to be positive today, right? It's actually a belief in your ability to cope. So it lies a little bit beneath the surface. And what happens is, everyone always talked about fight or flight, but now we keep hearing freeze. And freeze is what happens when the amygdala, it's like amygdala hijacking. It takes over the frontal lobe, and we're in our reptilian brain, and we're not able to really process information, think calmly, and make long-term decisions really well. And that affects our ability to connect with others. So if you're thinking about interviewing and you're already having some anxiety about COVID, and then you've got this added layer of, oh gosh, now I have to show up and be my best self. Well, I'm not feeling my best self, right? So what you want to do is get into a practice of really discharging and letting that energy move through you. Whatever it is that you need to do, if it means limiting news, asking for boundaries around certain conversations so that you can clear your mind space. It is the most important thing for you to do right now, is to manage yourself as a leader, and starting there. And then, of course, take all the activities that you need to show up well at the interview.
Yeah, no, it's a great point. I mean, I can imagine if somebody is in fear or even, dare I say, depressed, it's hard to make a good impression in an interview. And to build that warm rapport that we were talking about with your answer to question number one, if you're not in a good mental place, so you've got to be in this good mental place to interview well, I think, to perform well, which is so important. In fact, it leads me into question number three, which is for those who are in fear. Maybe they're afraid about the interview itself, not even COVID, but it could be COVID. It could be, just the fear to perform. But either way, they're about to interview. Can you share with us a good technique to help move people from a bad place to a better place so that they can, increase their odds of doing well in the interview?
Sure. So one technique, and this is specific for working through dissipating trauma, and this is arguably affecting everyone's nervous system like trauma. So what we want to do is sort of bring up whatever it is that is causing the anxiety for you. So whatever those thoughts are, you can draw up the emotion and let yourself feel it for a moment, and then take a nice deep breath and hold the breath at the top. And then slowly let it go and let your shoulders drop and let it flow and release out. And then
fall asleep while you do that.
Yeah, right. And then spread your energy out after that. So literally feel it flow through you, and then imagine yourself a little bit bigger. And then you'll take another deep breath, pull the negative or the anxious energy, think about that, and then exhale, let your shoulders drop. So letting it move right through, creating an opening, and then thinking of a larger space. So even just like the four corners in the room, kind of opening yourself up. And it really helps you move through and spread. And you could do that probably, and I don't know if move through and spread, it's not like peanut butter, but spread that anxiety out of you. Right. But yeah, you want to let it move and then bring your consciousness out. So you're creating like space around you rather than this hyper clenched focus on what the anxiety is. And you'll see, if you want to practice that a few times, you'll see that energy dissipate.
It's funny, just doing that with you as you were explaining it, and I just naturally followed you. It did make me feel better, and I'm not even anxious at the moment. I'm a humor guy too. I love humor. So for me personally, a technique that I've done is like, I have a smartphone. I think most of us do. And so I'll pull up YouTube and I'll go to something funny like a Bill Murray clip or something and just get a smile, right? It's hard to be anxious or as anxious when you're laughing. So if you can find that good mental place, but certainly the breathing technique and the mental release of letting that go, I think that's going to help a lot of people. So Megan, I really appreciate you coming on the show. Megan Marini is your website, and you actually had an offer, right, for people watching this. So I want, if you don't mind, can you share with us the special offer?
Thanks. No, thank you, Ira. So if you are interested in learning more about your behavioral style, I'm going to give away a complimentary assessment in the post. So when Ira posts this, just share that you're interested in the comments, and I'll reach out to give one of those away.
Yeah, it'll be awesome. So if you're watching, if you're interested in talking with Megan and you want to get this, take advantage, just let her know in the comments that you're interested. So Megan, thank you so much for coming on. I am going to link this podcast to your website so people can click on the description of it from ProjectHelpYouGrow.com, of course, and it'll take them straight to your website. Thank you for coming on, and I hope to talk to you again real soon.
Thanks so much, Ira. I appreciate it.